Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fatima and today we're going to be talking about Gone Girl. So I don't read a lot of mystery thrillers or anything really outside of like fantasy. I know this book is fairly old at this point, but I heard really great things about this. So there's going to be spoilers in my review. So this book it's a domestic thriller and it's about a husband and wife who are celebrating their 5th anniversary, but then the wife goes missing that day. So we get two perspectives. We get one from Amy and we get one from Nick. So I gave this book overall 4 stars because I quite enjoyed it, but only halfway through. So the beginning half of this book, I was so bored and I really contemplating DNFing because I was just like, this is boring, nothing's happening, I don't care about these characters are unlikable, but like they're very compelling characters in general. Like they're not likable characters, but they are compelling. And I know Diary Amy, so again, I will get into spoilers, so tune out if you don't want to hear any spoilers, but Diary Amy, I know she was supposed to be likable, but I kind of just found her sad. I found that she had internalized misogyny and it was really sad that she was putting up with all this crap, seemingly putting up with all this crap. And then we get the twist. And let me tell you, this twist, I was not expecting it at all. And I love getting surprised, but not like completely out of left field. This surprise took me by surprise, but it wasn't so left field that I was just like, okay, this isn't immersive and it's not making me, it's weird, like, ugh. But yeah, the twist was great. I really liked it. And then from the twist onwards, when we find out Amy's true colors, so good. I was hooked and I couldn't put it down until then. Like, the surprise twist was a surprise, but I feel like, I don't know if you could have totally guessed that it was coming, but I feel like you could tell there was something kind of off with Amy from the get-go. And just in the way that she spoke, there was moments of red flags or little manipulation moments where you're just like, it's like a game to her. Even from Diary Amy, you can see it feels kind of like she's playing a game with the choices, with like, A, do this, B, do this, C, do that, whatever. That I thought was kind of weird, but okay, sure. But it almost feels like she was already starting to play a game even then, and it was supposed to come off as this kind of cute, quirky type thing that she does. And I get it's supposed to be like the Amazing Amy stuff, referencing that for Amazing Amy, but I just thought it was kind of weird. I know we were supposed to like Diary Amy, but I did not. I thought, I was just really sad that she had this mentality of that I'm not like other girls or needed male validation. And now I obviously know, when you read the book, obviously Amy was playing this character to have internalized misogyny and to be like, I'm not like other girls. So there's that. But now Genius Amy also has, well, I don't know if it's misogyny. I think it's just more narcissism in general for everybody. But there is like this idea of, oh, that girl is better than me. Not happening. No way. There's no way another girl is way like better than me. I'm perfect. I'm amazing. But yeah, that does go into narcissism though. Like she is, I don't know if she's like psychopathic or narcissistic or something. So like when we first started off in the story, I was like, this is like some sad boomer-esque type of relationship where it's just like, I'm still with my wife even though I hate them. And I hate that. So I was so bored in the first half of this book. I was like, oh my god, like, can we get somewhere? And then, like, I didn't find any of the characters likable. When Nick told us about his mistress, I was just like, okay, cliche, typical, sure, okay. And then he's like, oh, now's the point in the book where you don't like me anymore. And I was like, girl, I never liked you from the beginning, but all right. Initially, when we got the flip on Amy and we figured out that she was just this extreme genius, I was like super rooting for her because I was like, oh my god, a woman who has agency in a story. Like, I'm not gonna get some pick me girl. Oh my god, yes, I'm here for it. And then I kind of was rooting for Amy until like the point that made me kind of be like, okay, Amy, let's tone it back, was it was prior to Desi as well, like where I was like, oh, okay, girl, you're scaring me. I still kind of wanted Amy to like get through with her plan and like get Nick in jail. But then you realize like, ooh, that's like, I'm like, ooh, that really sucks. And I think only at the very, very, very end was I rooting for Nick to get away, because I did not want him to be stuck in this toxic, unhealthy relationship. But I don't know. I feel like I kind of predicted that would happen, where they would pin it on Desi, or I guess Amy would pin it on Desi, and then they would end up together. But the reasoning of the child thing feels kind of flimsy. I don't know. I know a lot of people were kind of like, with the ending. So yeah, I was kind of like, wait, what? That's it? I wanted to see more, I guess, but all right. And Nick being like, oh, I can't be misogynistic because as long as I just hate one woman, that doesn't mean I'm misogynistic. Okay, dude, I get that you don't want to be misogynistic because of your father and the way that you were raised, and you're really scared of turning out like your father, but like, dang, okay. Sure. Like, yeah, you can hate one person, but if you attribute that hatred towards them being a woman, that's kind of misogynistic. Like, you can hate people, but you're quantifying your hatred in terms of the gender. So you're saying the reason you hate Amy almost feels like you're adding this extra layer of, oh, because she's also a woman, but she's crazy is the main reason. Like, you could have just been like, I hate her because she's crazy, and that would have sufficed. That would not have been misogynistic. That would have just been, I hate her because I think she's crazy. Whereas you're like, oh, I can't be sexist because I'm not a sexist, or I'm not misogynistic because I only hate one woman. But you're quantifying hatred towards lenses of women. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. Did I make sense? I don't know. Dang, Desi was scary, first of all. Yeah, he scared me because I was just like, oh my god, he's just gonna be trapping Amy. He's so controlling and manipulative towards her, and it's honestly disgusting. But I also feel really bad he got pinned for a crime that he didn't commit. But again, we're not that attached to Desi throughout the whole story, so I love character-driven stories, and I love falling in love with my characters. But when I say love character-driven stories, that does not necessarily mean I have to fall in love with my characters. I thought these characters were compelling, even though I did not like anybody in this whole book. I did not root for any. I guess I kind of rooted for Amy, but then she became too scary for me. And then I kind of rooted for Nick, but then I was like, also like, I don't really care because you're kind of a dick. So I didn't really root for anyone necessarily, but I still thought these characters were super compelling. They felt well-rounded, and I remember thinking throughout the book, like, this would have been so cool if Nick was a genius as well, and then we could have their weird back and forth game of like figuring things out or figuring each other out, or I don't know. It would have been, I think it would have been fun to see two geniuses battle it out type of thing. But Amy is, it's chilling. Amy is chilling because she was just like, you just have to decide to do it and then do it, and that's it. And I'm like, wow, that's scary. But like in terms of murder and stuff, and like I think it's good to have conviction in what you want to do, but like, dang, we'll draw the line at murder at least. But I guess not for Amy. And the whole thing where she believed Nick when he was like, after 2 interviews being like, Amy, I love you. You have to come back because I love you and I miss you and I'll be the perfect man for you. How could you believe that, girl? Like, that was so full of crap. I'm like, all right, sure. I don't know how this super genius fell for something that obvious, and that was the only thing that was able to bring her back into the plot, back into Nick's life. And I'm like, okay. And I get like she wants things her way all the time, and she wants Nick to basically just be her perfect man and the world to see them as a perfect couple. But if she was harboring this much hatred towards him for like a year, like she took a year to plan out framing him and basically his murder. And how did, okay, so these two parents are like psychologists, right? Right? How did they not see any signs in their daughter for anything? I guess maybe she was just that good at manipulation, but at such a young age, like, would you not be like, oh, she's kind of a compulsive liar, or oh, she's kind of like this, or oh, this is kind of a red flag here? Like, I don't know, if you were trained in psychology and you're doing like children's book, like, so I'm assuming you're good at child psychology, I feel like you would have seen red flags in Amy from the get-go. I don't know. I don't know, whenever someone's just like, oh, everyone's obsessed with me, I'm like, that's kind of a red flag. Like, you're obviously gonna have people who hate you, you're gonna have people who like you or whatever. That's just the way of life. But I don't know, I guess it feels narcissistic. But then again, Amy is like narcissistic. Also, I don't know, like, I get that Nick just likes being a social lamb, basically. Like, he doesn't want to stir the pot, really, socially wise. Like, I didn't understand his need to lie so often. Like, they're so unnecessary to lie a lot of the time. So I was like, you're just digging yourself into a hole. Also, oh my god, she was literally carrying like $8,000 plus in cash on her person at all times, but she was being so suspicious about it all the time. It's so obvious, like, you've never been exposed to real life and whatever. Like, you don't keep your eggs all in one basket, and you shouldn't, like, I don't know, like, put in a safe or something. I don't know. And who pays $10 for milk? I was like, girl, you really lived a sheltered life. Also, it makes me really, really sad that Amy used, like, domestic abuse and portrayed herself as a victim. And, like, if any of this actually came out, like, if people found out that she was lying about the whole thing, all of it, like, that would hurt so many victims out there and so many women out there, because they already have a hard time being believed. And everyone likes saying, oh, of course it's the crazy woman, the crazy, you know, she's crazy. Like, all women are crazy. They all lie or whatever. And seeing her do something like that and use, like, basically white women's tears, she's weaponizing her victimhood to gain something. And I understand that sometimes a lot of people and a lot of women don't have a lot of tools at their disposal to, you know, fight, to have agency in this world. However, by doing something like that, you are just perpetuating this cycle of, so I'm talking about like white women's tears in general. You're just letting this perpetual cycle of, hey, keep seeing me as weak, or seeing femininity as weak, and keep seeing, I don't know, like, I feel like I get you want to weaponize anything at your disposal, but by weaponizing something like being an abuse victim and white women's tears, it's like you are letting the patriarchy continue to perpetuate, because you're still upholding these same standards, but now you're just being sneaky about it. Like, I feel like we should just break down the patriarchy in general. Also, messed up that she used his sperm without his permission or anything, but I mean, I guess she's done a whole host of messed up stuff. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say. Let me know what you guys thought about it. I don't know if I'm gonna ever watch the movie. I looked at the trailer and I thought, nah, not really something I'm drawn to. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope I'll see you in the next video, and have a good day/night. Bye.